So today we are going to be talking about the myths of Feng Shui. Yes, there is a lot of stuff out there about Feng Shui, and a lot of it is absolutely untrue or has been completely taken out of context. Today, I am going to share with you some of the myths about Feng Shui and debunk some of them as well for you. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you like it and you love these Feng Shui videos, don't forget to like, subscribe and click the notification button so that you can know when I release them every single week. So myths about Feng Shui. So maybe people, and what I've heard is people often think that Feng Shui is about moving furniture. And actually there's only two rooms that, as a Feng Shui expert, I'm really concerned about the location of your furniture, or even just where you spend time, which is your bedroom and your office. Other than that, most rooms and most houses, the kitchen table is only kind of going to go in one place that it's designed to be. The couch in the living room typically only goes in the place that it fits and makes sense. If you have maybe a 20 or 40,000 square foot where there's lots and lots of space, you probably have some more options. But most homes that I've worked with, and thousands of homes that I've looked at over the years, the location of the furniture is pretty limited, and most of the time it works for the layout of the house. So for me, myth number one debunked. The location of the furniture, moving furniture, is typically not what I do as a Feng Shui consultant. And when I'm doing Feng Shui, as I said, the two areas that I do consider important to take into consideration are your bedroom and your office. Now, I have two videos done which you can reference and check out if you're interested in learning how to set up your bedroom or your office. You can check them out and they'll help you set them up. The next myth about Feng Shui is that it's about hanging little trinkets about your house, like lucky charms. So for me, I don't really have any little lucky trinkets or charms around my home. It's not the type of Feng Shui that I practice. And if you have a golden frog with coins coming out of its mouth and you love it, amazing. Does it make you feel abundant? Does it make you feel good? Does it bring joy to your heart when you see it? Amazing. If it does, keep it. Maybe put it in your prosperity area or put it in a place that feels good for you. But I personally don't have one. Doesn't resonate with me. And I don't think that my house without it is being impacted, because Feng Shui is actually acupuncture for your home. It's a practice of balancing the energetics of your home. It is so much more than just the aesthetic what we see. It is the invisible energy. So whatever lucky trinkets, if there's something that you've got in a certain country that you love or you've heard is auspicious, amazing. We do have a beautiful Om sign that says blessings at our front door. I also have a little gift that I got from a Japanese friend of ours for coming in your front door. And I love those, but they're not essentially Feng Shui things. The next one would be the Bagua mirrors. So you may have come across in the past Bagua mirrors that are octagonal shaped with a small mirror in the center, and people say that they reflect away evil. I don't use them, but if you feel called to use one and it feels and it resonates with you, that is so good. And I have no connection or resonance with them. As I said, it's a different type of Feng Shui. So some of the practices you're hearing of, like, that is something that we've heard about Feng Shui, but it isn't, is often because there are some different schools of Feng Shui. And the school of Feng Shui that I practice is the classical flying stars school. In my Feng Shui mini course, I dive deeper into that, the explanation of that and the difference between both schools and how they work. So if you want to learn more about that, you can definitely check that out there. But I hope that myth is debunked. You don't need a Bagua mirror. You definitely don't need to move any furniture. And it isn't about hanging any kind of strange frogs or coins or things, lions or dragons around your house. If you feel called to, amazing, go for it. The fourth myth that I wanted to cover was just the location of different things. So When we work with Feng Shui, there are best practices. So if I'm working with a client designing a new house from scratch, there are some things that I will keep in mind when I'm looking at the designs. For example, the location of the stairs, the location of the bathroom, the location of the bedroom and how it's set up, the location of the master bathroom. Like, I will look at that and take it into consideration, because it does matter when you have the opportunity to work with a pencil and a piece of paper, and you can rub it out and move it and switch around and do the best that you can with paper and pencil. But those best practices are often very difficult to mirror back into a house that's already been constructed. So for example, you may have heard that when you open your front door and you see a stairs, it's not good Feng Shui. It's not ideal Feng Shui, but I'm never going to tell someone to rip their stairs out and put a new stairs in. That is impractical and completely like excessively like wasteful. And there are so many different layers to Feng Shui. So, okay, that mightn't be great, but actually your house could be good for people. It could be good for money. It could have amazing shape. It could, there's so many other aspects of Feng Shui that actually matter, that one will not be the deciding factor on your Feng Shui look. So just be really mindful of things that you might have heard about Feng Shui that are definitely considered when I'm starting from scratch with a client with a piece of paper. But when we look at a house that's already Feng Shui, that's just built, we go, okay, that's fine. Let's focus on everything else. So it's really important to just leave that to side and do all the other Feng Shui. The other thing that I've heard and that people may have heard is around the toilet being opposite the front door. We live in Greece part of the year, and in our place there, you open the front door, it goes through the hallway and it faces the toilet. It just is. We can't change where the bathroom is. It's where we live, and it's not ideal, but it just is. And what I say to that is just, we work with the Feng Shui. We always Feng Shui our places, so it's already Feng Shuied, and we keep the bathroom door closed. So you just have to work with what you've got. That's really, really important. Now, the next thing that people might think is that, like, hiring or bringing a Feng Shui consultant into their life, they're going to say, move out, your house is doomed. And honestly, in all of my years of working in this journey and working with Feng Shui, I have never told anyone to move house. Now, if I'm working with a client to look for a new house for them, and they have picked different houses and selected houses they send to me, I'll say, that one, I think we can do better. So we can look from a very beginning, but when we find your actual house, we just work with what you've got, and we can rebalance and harmonize every home and every house type, no matter what's going on. And that's something I really dive deeply into in my Feng Shui mini course. So if you haven't seen that and that deep dive into the different house types and the different energetics, I would certainly look at that and check it out, because it'll give you a lot more insights. The other thing that people often wonder about is like the cost of Feng Shui. Like, is it going to cost a fortune? Do I have to redecorate everything and throw everything out? And that is not the case at all. The school of Feng Shui, which I practice, is classical flying stars, and it's like acupuncture for your home. So once people hire me or join my program Powerhouse, that's really the main investment, to have the analysis and the professional advice. After that, the implementation can really be done so easily and cheaply. Like, sometimes if I'm going to do somewhere temporarily for myself for like a few months, I literally will probably spend, 50 or 60 euros getting it all done. Because I will just find the easy, cheap, quick thing to just do. So it can vary from house to house, and it depends on your house and the requirements. But one of the things I am really, really big on is just, how can we do it the easiest, cheapest, quickest way to rebalance your home? Because that is the priority, a nice balanced, harmonious home. And that's what Feng Shui is all about. It's about creating a home that supports you, your family, and everybody to grow and flourish. It is not about creating more havoc or creating more drama or giving you more hard work to do. That's not the idea. It's about more ease, more joy, and more flow. If you've enjoyed this myth busting of Feng Shui, and I hope that some of the worries or concerns about Feng Shui and implementing Feng Shui have been just alleviated with this training and this video. I would love to hear if you have any other things that you've heard about Feng Shui that you want me to talk about. I'm open to doing more videos and answering your questions. But in the meantime, if you want to learn more about the deeper aspects of Feng Shui, you can check out my free Feng Shui mini course. And that is a deep dive into Feng Shui where you'll learn so much more about best practices, do's and don'ts. And you're also going to see some of the things that are not good Feng Shui in my own house, because no house is perfect, and that's a really important thing to realize, that we just have to work with what we've got and we make the best of it and create the most harmonious home that we can. You know, so many amazing women have come into my world and embraced Feng Shui and seen fabulous transformation. And that's what this is all about. Why would you bother doing Feng Shui? Well, it's about transforming the energy so that you can live in harmony, flow, balance, and abundance. And you can check out some of those success stories and wins here from my clients, because that is literally for me the best part. And I would love to have you as one of those amazing success stories as you've implemented some of the Feng Shui.
As I said, I always said day and night, a house good for money, good for people, near the water. Wouldn't you know it, in July, bought my dream home, joined the program in August, got the report. The report said, your house is good for money, good for people. I was like ecstatic.
My house here was good for people, bad for money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I say it was, because it's no longer. It does feel great to have everything lifted, and having friends come and visit and tell you that your house feels cozy, feels light, and that they can come in and talk to me about stuff.
My house, I bought from my parents, so it was my childhood home. I got the report back. It was bad for people and bad for money, which was not shocking to me, because the moment my parents left the house, they became much happier. My job was just, it was horrible. So I walked out, I texted 5 people. By Friday, I had an interview. I had a significant increase in income and also a job that ended up being extremely supportive. My bank account it more than doubled for sure.